you
whatever you want.
you had what was called, or what you call, spiritual awakening, and what people call in the new age, right? Spiritual awakening.
Mm-hmm.
What triggered it, if anything, triggered it? And what were like the first signs of it? How did this start?
Okay. It starts when, like, generally for all of people, not just me, is when you have a really big trauma, like maybe somebody die in your family, or you have an accident, or it's a lot of suffer. You suffer a lot to the point that you awake. Something happened in your brain. I don't know, but it's like you lost your ego. You don't have an ego anymore. That's the point to the awakening. But something happened in your body as well. It's not just spiritually. It's like it's you your consciousness is ascending. And then my first sign, it was, I haven't experienced when I saw God in a vision. I saw God in a vision, and I start feeling different. I'm no longer wants to eat meat or milk. I feel different, like my eyes, I can see the colors are brighter, and it's like you have a connection to the divine. You start feeling in another conscious, like love and stuff. But since I have a lot of questions and they don't have a lot of answers on YouTube on that time, now you see a lot of people talk about these topics. But in that time, it doesn't happen. It was like 5 years ago, like in 2019. And since I have a lot of questions, I go to the YouTube channels and see my zodiac sign, and to check if what's gonna happen next, because I don't have idea what's gonna happen next. Something happened, um, and I have a lot of questions. What's going on in my body? What's going on in the earth? I just want answers. But one thing takes to another, and I get fascinated with the tarot, and I go buy cards. I have a lot. I have a big collection of those. I love to read the books and find the wisdom about the new age and stuff like that. And the next thing you know, I start doing my YouTube channel, and it grows really fast. And I start doing tarot readings for people, and tarot readings uh, not only on YouTube, like personal as well. And I get a lot of money, and I get abundance. And I thought that that comes from God, but I was far from the truth.
Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
when, because of course, I'm your editor and I'm
Mm-hmm.
the producer of this podcast,
Mm-hmm.
and so like I've been here for this entire journey. Of course, it's gonna be more a personal thing, as I'm just third party looking.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Um, you had a really big collection,
Yes.
like huge collection. Um,
I was really proud
yeah,
of it.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what was I?
I throw it away, all of that, to the trash.
Yeah. No, yeah, we threw it away what, a few months ago.
He suffered in silence all my awakening stuff, because he have another religion and he thinks different than me. And he always tell me like, this is diabolic, blah blah blah. And I was like, no, you're wrong. And but it's like to have like a alcoholic parent they don't want to hear, and you're
Mhm.
just like being the specter. How do you say that? Not a specter,
Spectator.
a spectator.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, Spectre's like a ghost.
yeah, sorry. My English is not very good,
No, it's okay.
but
It's
we want
great.
to talk in English though. um,
Yeah, you saw it was shocking how quickly you grew. And
mhm.
this is of course like during the pandemic. This was a few years ago. However,
Like I get like
it's
30,000 like subscribers in like a month,
right,
and
like
I leave my
a
job.
lot of subscribers.
I leave my job, so I thought, since I have an awakening, this coming from God, and it was coming from God, but not the tarot part, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Certain things like uh certain privileges were coming from God. Certain like you were being blessed in specific ways, but
Hmm.
but
And you too.
right, right, yeah, that's for sure.
Hmm.
But um Yeah, like, but as we've seen, th- this there's a reason why you've left. There's a
Yes,
reason why you
exactly.
stopped doing
Hmm.
this. So when did things start to get bad? As I was familiar, like I was living with her through this whole thing.
Hmm.
When did you start? When did you start recognizing that tarot, new age, these things weren't the things you were communicating with weren't actually angels, or at least they were angels in pure spirit, but they weren't
Good thing.
they weren't following Christ, right?
Hmm.
They were fallen angels, or they were principalities and wicked places, right?
I think since the beginning, but I just don't wanna
Don't want to accept
admit
it,
it.
right?
It's like I saw God at the beginning, so I thought this is from God. But I start notice that I have a lot of attacks, like the spiritual attacks and
Attacks.
attacks,
Yeah.
like a lot of witchcraft against me, like for all the 5 years that I do tarot, and it gets worse and worse and worse and worse. And I lost hair, I lost my face look older, and I don't have like strength in my body. Like it goes progressively,
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
But I didn't notice. I thought there was the people doing this to me, and from
And in certain parts
in
it
a
is.
certain part it was, but sometimes it wasn't people. It was entities to do that to me because I opened the door. But I think it was like 4 months ago when I get really sick. Like I wanna cry. When I get really sick and I'm not even can take. I mean, I don't. I can take. I'm not even can touch the cards
Yeah,
because
you
I
can't even
feel
touch them.
it's like I have like a second awakening. If you must, like I say, right?
Hmm.
I feel that I ascend to the point to my body can handle anymore. And I told him, my son, like 2 years before after that, I tell you I can't handle the cards anymore.
Hmm.
But I put it on the side because I make a lot of money and I have a great life. But a
Yeah.
great life on money wise, but in this part it was miserable.
Yeah, like everything but financially, you were
Yeah,
struggling.
it was miserable. Yeah.
What were the feelings exactly? Like, what were the attacks like?
What
Like,
attacks like?
yeah, like, if you're comfortable going into it, right?
Yeah. It was horrible. You feel like some dark air or shadow goes around you and you start feeling like a lot of headaches. You want to puke and you feel like when you get really drunk the next day.
I've never been. I've never
But
been.
how you call that?
Yeah, hungover.
Hangover?
Hmm.
When you have hangover, but you don't drink nothing. And also when I touch the cards and I do a lot of videos every day. So I touch the cards, even if I clean them or I cleanse them and everything, they still have energy in there. And I
And
also
yeah,
do
right.
personal readings
Hmm.
and I also do like um consultations for people and I cleanse witchcraft on them and stuff. So I get to the point that I get really sick and not even can eat nothing. Nothing. We have to leave the place where we used to live because the place I can feel that I have some energy there. I don't know if it was an entity. I don't know if it was my own energy that was really low, but I can't handle anymore. You can feel like if you have cancer on inside of you, it's you have fire inside of your body, and you can take it off. It's like when you have a dirty clothes and you can take it off, but you have inside. How you take it off that?
Mm. Wow.
It's horrible because the only way to leave that is with being not here, right?
Right. Right.
Is that right?
Right. You probably go to a worse place.
Yeah, that's the thing. I thought I'm not gonna make it. I told my son I think that I'm gonna die.